Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
yeah, we were talking about Abraham Lincoln. Let me
Mm-hmm.
see if I can pull that up real quick. I'm really excited because my new video, that that video is different. It's really different than all my other videos. So and it's only by invitation only. So now let me see. Abraham, what did you say about Abraham?
Yeah, we are talking about we are talking about this commitment. Okay,
Yeah.
not quitting earlier, not giving up earlier. Someone said the difference between a quitter, a winner, and a loser is because the winner hang in there a little bit more. Yeah. So Abraham stay committed. He knew what he was getting into. He knows he wasn't gonna. It's more like John Wesley when he was trying to make a journey, a very desperate journey. Most of these leaders, like Abraham, knows what they're getting into, and what they does at the beginning is they say, okay, I am gonna stay committed to this no matter what. And I told you that commitment is doing it when you don't feel like doing it. Commitment is not I'm going to give this a go. I'm going to try this out and see if it works or not. Yeah, because it's easy to start something. It's easy to start something. It's easy to feel motivated, and it's easy to say, okay, okay, I'm going to make this happen. But so many people start and they, they quit. They see so many challenges and that scared them. And so they quit. And so when Abraham lost so many times, he failed. What most people call failure. He said, "No, I promised myself I'm going to stay committed to this no matter what." And so he kept trying. He kept trying over and over until it happened. And
You know,
because of that.
you know that
Mhm.
he battled with chronic depression. Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, wow! Well, I'm
Did you know
listening.
that?
I'm listening. Yep. I read that. I read about that he has some kind of a chronic depression, and yeah, basically where I read most is where he failed so much about the election 8 times, and you know and stuff.
Yeah, he I read that he lost his three sons.
Mm.
He lost his
Well,
sister. He failed eight
yeah,
elections. He
yeah.
before becoming president. Something happened with his wife. Um, we were talking about, and by the way, I appreciate you too, Cephas. I mean, you've helped me learn more about myself. You have helped me grow. Obviously,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. Same
you
for
know,
each other.
you know, for a while there, when I was studying and I was going to seminars and reading books and blogs and doing all of these things that cost me lots of money.
Yeah.
I kept hearing, I kept hearing, and especially Dr. Maxwell Maltz, who played a big role in my mind shift, and Bob
Mm-hmm.
Proctor. I kept
Mm-hmm.
hearing that you'll attract the right people into your life. You'll attract the right people into your life as long as you keep doing what you need to be doing. And you
Yeah.
said earlier, despite not seeing anything happen
Yeah. Yeah.
for a
Yeah.
while
That's it.
there, I didn't see anything happen, or at least I didn't know that there were some things happening, but I was not consciously aware that they were
Mm-hmm.
happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
Yeah.
pretty frustrated. I admit I was pretty frustrated, but I was determined it was do or
Mm-hmm.
die. And then we crossed paths. you and I crossed paths, and your your faith, your transformation has come into my life, and I
Mhm.
believe that what I have has come into your life.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
transformation of life on life,
Mm-hmm.
but it won't happen unless you're willing to stay the course. You talk
Yeah,
about trust the process. I remember hearing you say that. I really didn't understand that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, it's one of the metrics, you know. You just, I know we can't do anything in life without trust. And trust is an emotion. It's an emotion on its own. And emotion is the key. The more intensely you desire a goal, the more rapidly it's materialized, and the more you can quickly get into achieving it. So when I say trust the process, I mean, always remember because I know the going is going to get tough. The going get tough, and you feel like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. Oh, I don't know why this is not working. I think I got too many competition out there, and so many people are gonna outsmart me. You have to remember that emotion and say, well, I'm going to trust on this process. I believe that I'm going to achieve this. It's about it. The more emotion you communicate into your goal, the more quickly you can make things happen, and just achieve your goal. So that's the strategy behind trusting the process, right?
Believing. And all
Yeah.
of this, it won't none really none of this will happen if you don't believe.
Yeah. None of it is going to happen if you don't believe. First, you have to believe before it got established for you. So that's it. Yeah, nothing happened outside believing. Nothing. Yeah, if it ever happened, then it's not a product of what we believe. Yeah, it's still a product of what we believe, but it's going to be a negative product of what we believe, because so many. Yeah, there's been shift in believing. You keep believing that something is going to happen, and if it doesn't happen, you can shift your belief and start believing that maybe I need to take a shortcut to make this happen, or stuff like that. And so many people get themselves into a lifetime trouble, or something they don't wish they do, something they don't wish they go into, because they are looking for the shortcut, a quick road. I'm telling you, narrow is the road that leads to success. Narrow is the road that
Yeah.
leads to success, and only wise men pass by it. Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm reminded, as you were saying, I'm reminded, I believe it was either Winston Churchill or was it General MacArthur. One of those two, they were getting ready to go to war, and they got to the shore,
hmm
and his group of men, they burned all their ships. I remember reading this somewhere, and here they are getting ready to go into a battle, and
yeah.
they burned. He commanded the men to burn all the ships. Can you imagine? Here's this big
Oh,
leader, and he's telling his guys. I imagine that there's probably a few of those men that were
yeah, I think
thinking,
I'm familiar with the story, and
yeah,
do or
what in the
die.
world? What in the world is this guy doing? He's burning our ships, you
Yeah.
know. So,
hmm
but yet I never really understood that until I experienced it in my own life. So, unless you're willing unless you're willing to burn those ships. I mean, could you imagine those guys? And I believe they won the battle because they were so
Yeah.
determined. There was no other way. There was no other way out. There was no other way to change. There was no, there wasn't a plan. There wasn't a plan B. There was only a plan A. And that was, if you guys want to get out of here
Yeah.
alive, you got to win.
Win the. Yeah, sure. Yeah,
So,
because that's the only way out. I believe that, I believe that's the only way out, because they kind of, they make that in such a way that they don't have option, no going back. That's it. So many people get to some stage in life, and all they want to do is they want to go back. What happens when you go back is you're going to face the same challenges you have overcome. So going back means trying to, go through all those challenges. There is only, to progress forward is the key. Forward, no matter how tough it gets, you just keep overcoming so many challenges, and sooner or later you're going to achieve the goal.
Yeah, it's just, and and once you get to a certain place, once you
Yeah.
get to that certain place where your mind, I came up with this terminology a couple days ago, and I love it. I've been using it a little bit. Instead of, and I'm going to use more of it, instead of me offering people a 30-minute
Mm-hmm.
brainstorming session, a free 30-minute brainstorming session, I've now titled it. In fact, I'm going to change it on my YouTube channel too. I've now titled it a discovery shift session.
Yeah.
A
Yeah. Great.
discovery shift session,
Mm-hmm.
because that's once that shift takes place in your mind,
Mm-hmm.
you you realize that you don't have any ships. You don't have any ships to go back to. It's do or
Yeah.
die. This commitment
Yeah.
that you make with your business, this commitment that you make with your habits, with your speech, with relationships, how you're going to treat your family, how you're going to treat, and even how you look at money. I look at money a little bit different today, because I've recognized it's a tool. It's not money, it's a tool.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's a tool.
you have to be wise. Obviously, you know me, you have to be wise. But if you don't take the risks, if you don't if you're not willing to take those risks, if you're not willing to believe, you're not going to achieve. Nothing's going to happen. You're
Yeah.
going to get up.
Yeah.
You're going to get up tomorrow. It's going to be the same thing. You're going to be eating the same
Yep.
foods. You're going to drive the
Mm-hmm.
same car. You're going to work with the same people. You're going to have the same problems. You're going to watch the same TV programs.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Agree.
what it's like, what kind of a life is that? You know,
Yeah.
uh, I've
It's like,
been there, but I'm no longer there. I've been there, but I'm no longer there. I know that you
yeah.
understand this, because that's not living, man. That is not
Yeah.
living.
You know what? Well, you wouldn't be here without first coming to yourself. First thing is you come to yourself, you realize how far you've go doing this, and now you're like you start questioning things. You see, when it says search for the truth, and the truth is going to set you free. The problem is we are relaxed, you know, and it's more like search for riches. Whatever you search for is what you're going to find. It doesn't say, oh, search for the truth. I don't know if you're going to find that or no. No, that's not what it said. It said search for the truth, and the truth is going to set you free. So it means the moment you take a step to search, the moment you take a step to be on that journey of discovery, like you mentioned earlier, the quicker you can turn your life around, and just make a lot of things happen in your life. So the moment you discover that I want to start, I want to put myself on a level of discovery. I want to search for the truth. What's the truth about me? Who am I? Why am I here, and what impact have I been put here to make? What value am I going to communicate to my society, environment, and everything? The better you can make a lot of great things happen. But so many people, there are so many people who's more like relaxed with pleasure. And you see, these things are time stealers. Whether there is not enough time, you sit down to watch the TV, and you figure out you already spent 2 hours watching the TV, and you don't want to take your bath, answer that call, and do so many stuff, and before you know, the day is off, the day is gone. You feel like collapsing on your bed, taking some rest, and doing all that, doing
Speak,
without taking. Hmm.
speaking
Yeah,
about,
go ahead.
you said 2 hours. You said 2 hours. That's the average person. The how much time do you think the average person spends in front of the TV?
Yeah, well, I don't know, depend on what they are watching, but I think well, before most people spend an hour, 2 hours. Most people might even doze off watching TV. You're watching, and before you know, you doze off, and but I think it's 2 hours. Average time should be 2 hours. 2 hours.
Yeah, I remember reading, and it's more than 2 hours. The people, 2 hours is a minimum, but just think, even if it's just 2 hours a day, okay, 2 hours a day, that's in 1 week, that's 14 hours. In 2 weeks, that's
Yeah,
28 hours. In a month,
yeah,
how many hours is that? In 1 month, that's,
yeah,
you
yeah,
figure, 14 and 14, 28, right? Times
yeah,
two,
yeah. Sure.
s-
Yep.
close to
Sure.
60 hours or more. 60 hours. And
Yeah.
I'm being a little bit light here. Imagine what you can do with 60 hours every single month
Yeah. Yeah.
with
Imagine. Yeah.
yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
That.
people, they continue. And the problem is most people don't realize it, but they're reprogramming. Most people are reinforcing their mental programming, and then they want to escape, but yet they're reinforcing their mental programming that is actually detrimental, that is holding them back. So they try
Yeah.
to go forward and they come back.
Mm-hmm.
They try to go forward,
Yep.
they come back.
Yep. Yep.
There has to be a complete break from all of those things. You got to basically just, you got to just say, you know what, the heck with everything, man. I'm going all in. I'm going all in. I want change. I want progress. I want character, integrity in my life,
Mm-hmm.
because if you don't, obviously you're just going to continue getting more of the same. I was talking to my wife the other day, and I was telling her that I remember 20 years ago, 25 years ago, when I began to ask myself, I knew that there was some things going on in my life that I didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
And the thought came to me, and it started about 25 years ago, I think. I kept asking myself, what is the will of God for my life? What is,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember going to I remember I used to belong to a church, and the church went haywire. Okay. The truth about it, it went haywire. It's a sad thing that happened, but I belonged to that church, and I was reading a lot of books on religion. And I remember I used to go to the Christian bookstore, and I would look through the books, and I would
Yeah.
open up the books of these ministers that most of them are still around today. I won't mention their names, but I kept asking myself, what is the will of God for my life? What is the
Mm.
will of God for my life?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that put me on a journey. I
Yeah.
still was struggling, obviously I was still doing,
Still trap. Mm-hmm.
I still had, but I remember I was reading the Bible, I was reading other books, I began to memorize. I had hope.
Yes.
I believed that the grace of God was going to get me through all of this. I really believed that the grace of God, something outside of myself, and of course, I still
Yeah.
believe that today. I believe 100% that we are doing what we're doing. We're able to do cryptocurrency. We're able to do coaching. We're able to do videos. We're able to do technology. All of that, 100% via the grace of God.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Yep. 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 Yep.
men
And
help.
you know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's men, there's teachers, There's coaches that help and we give
Mm-hmm.
them credit, but ultimately,
Mm-hmm.
even they have been through grace into our lives
Yeah, they've been blessed. Awesome.
because
Yeah, that's awesome.
we made a decision, because we made a decision. It's not because we're special, you know. Sometimes you
Yep.
want to
Yep.
think, sometimes you want to think that maybe you're special, or you have some, you know, you're no, you're just a regular human being. You're a sinner just like everybody else. The only thing is that
Yeah.
you know, you want something, you want more, you and you
Mm-hmm.
recognize that you're called to serve. You know, we're all called to
Yeah.
serve. A
Yeah.
child,
Yeah. That.
a youth, an adult, where every one of us are called to serve, and we must find our place to serve, because if we don't, we're not going to be fulfilled. You are not going to be fulfilled. You will not be happy.
Great wisdom. Great wisdom.
Period.
Yep. Yes.
Anyways, man, this
Yeah.
is good stuff.
I agree. I agree. I agree. Yeah. You succeeding the hard way.
Yeah.
That's you mentioned in one of your video and said, what people look for is the easy life, and that's when they get trapped into so many things. They want to the thing. You see, nothing is going to come easy if you are not taking the right direction, or you're not doing it the right way you should be doing it. It doesn't mean because you want to take a shortcut, it won't still come easy. If you're gonna win, a huge money gambling, where you have to think your brain through, you have to probably go through some stuff, some calculation, and I don't believe that is easy. If you're going to procrastinate, if you're going to procrastinate on something, you have to convince yourself, you have to feel somehow, communicate some emotion before you can procrastinate. I don't believe that is easy. So everything we do often take, kind of our perspective, our point of view, and so many people look for the easy life without focusing on, they live an ordinary life instead of life of vision. And that's the difference. That's the difference. Like you said, figuring out what exactly you're really here for, discovering your potential and working every day, to achieve it, is the greatest thing of life. It's the greatest value of life. So I agree with you.
I know we've been on here. We've had this has been a really great. I really appreciate you, because we
Yeah.
can we these this discovery session. This is another discovery session, and
Yeah. Awesome.
obviously this is going to be a video that people can tap into, and hopefully they'll listen to the entire conversation,
Yeah.
instead
Awesome.
of, most people need to recognize that if you're going to invest in yourself, you're going to have to invest in yourself. If you're going to watch a video, watch it all the way. Don't watch 10
Yeah.
minutes of it, because if you're
Yeah.
going to
Just
watch 10 minutes of it, well, you'll get something out of it, right? You'll get something out of it, but if you're going to watch a video, why not get the full impact of it?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're getting ready to
Commitment.
go. Here we are, one day before
Instead of
2018.
mm-hmm.
One day before 2018, or 2 days actually. We've got, what, today's the 29th. No, today's the 30th. So
Yeah.
tomorrow will be New Year's Eve.
Yep.
You know, I'm excited, man. I'm excited because,
For me, it's
plus,
today.
and
Yeah.
just be excited. Be excited to be excited for the moment, because we don't know what's going to happen next week.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
know the work that we're doing. The people's lives that we've impacted, that we're going to impact, we
Mm-hmm.
don't know
Yeah.
whether we're going to be here next week, or but today is, we right now, here
Uh,
in the
yeah.
present,
Some. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
is
That's
uh
awesome.
is the decision
Yeah.
for change.
That's great for change.
So let's
Mm-hmm.
let's let's we started talking about Abraham Lincoln. I'm I'm
Yeah,
I'm going to end here with something about Abraham Lincoln,
yeah. Do that. Do that. Let's see.
and well, let me see. Lincoln clearly had a sad demeanor, and as his law
Mm,
partner William Herndon said, his melancholy dripped from him as he walked. But he also had a
mm,
but he also had a witty sense of humor. Telling funny
yeah.
stories and making jokes seemed to give him
Mm-hmm.
relief from his sadness. Lincoln said,
Yeah.
if it were not for these stories, jokes, and jests, I should die.
Mm. Yeah. It's a wisdom. The wisdom from that.
So,
A big wisdom.
yeah, maybe we can do another video and talk a little bit more about Abraham Lincoln or some other leader as we share our
Yeah. You know.
lives. Oh, man, be
Mhm.
excited, Cephas. 2018 is coming
Yeah.
up. We've got some great things, great projects. And I want to thank those of you that watched and listened to the entire podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Podcast.
Really?
That's what it is. Yeah.
That's what this is. It's a podcast. So it's a YouTube podcast, Google Hangout podcast, but nevertheless, that's what it is. So,
Yeah, and
what
iTunes podcast is coming up very soon. You know, the audio podcast platform. I'm going. Yeah, that's coming up
we've
in a
got
short time from now.
we've got great things going on. So,
Yeah.
last word, Cephas.
Hmm. Yeah. Nothing than stay committed, stay true to whatever you want to stay true to. Once you decide this is what I'm going to do to move my life forward, stay focused, stay true, and no matter how you feel, just push through. You push through. Say, always remember, stay disciplined and stay committed. That's it.
All right.
Right. Yeah.
Santos Rolon Jr., philosopher of everyday victorious living, aka soldier of self mastery, dream builder, Cephas. I don't know what you call yourself today, Cephas.
Yeah. Yeah, but just you
Vision.
know yeah, I'm just a virtual coach. I'm just a virtual coach, focusing on helping people to make the best out of their life and reach their goal. That's one thing I believe that's the most important thing in the world. People want to know what they are here for, and so they want to reach that goal. They want to get fulfilled, helping people to find fulfillment.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah,
Well, praise the
yeah,
Lord Jesus Christ for all his blessings,
yeah.
and
Hallelujah.
we'll see you on another podcast.
Yeah, bye.